Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, it's always going to give all honor, praise, and glory to
Yahawah. BAHASHAM. YAHAWASHI. BAHASHAM. HAQADASH.
and double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule and teach well, who learn the truth from. May peace, mercy, and blessings be upon the hopeful elect that believe on this truth and sincerity. We the brothers from the GMS Cleveland branch coming back to the spirit of power of YAHWAH BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. Another weekend to prophesy the downfall of America, also known as Babylon the Great, according to the Holy Scriptures. And if you've been paying attention to what's taking place on the planet Earth, and if the Holy Spirit is guiding you, you will understand that everything taking place goes back to biblical prophecies. The different things that the prophets saw in their respective time, it all is playing out here on the planet Earth. One of the most recent topics is you had the House. They passed a bill that it hasn't been it hasn't come into effect yet, but they just recently passed a bill saying that all young men ages 18 to 26 is automatically going to be registered for an upcoming draft, which is the scriptures prophesy of a draft. And how people are going to be scared to enter into it. But why are they going to need a draft? Why? Because it's going to be World War III. Okay, it's already started, but it's going to hit its climax. But go to that thing, 15. Take that 15, cut up, 17.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?
Because at the same time, while they're going to be trying to draft Jake, mainly Jake, but whoever it is that they're trying to draft, at the same time, you're going to have famines taking place. You're going to have civil wars, race wars, class wars. Okay, so you're going to be dropping dead from the different diseases that's going to be out here, and so on and so forth. And the different prophets, mainly Ezra, that's where the brother read from, they saw these things. That's why Ezra was like, woe is me, woe is me. But he understood that he would be back in those times and he would see a lot of grievous things. He would have to deal with a lot of sorrow. He said, who will deliver me in those days? And we know that the answer for the elect is YAHWAH BAHASHAM YAHWASHI.
Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning.
So the time period, okay, that we living in now is just the beginning of sorrows and great mourning. That's why every week you see 2 or 3 goddamn lines of cars going to a funeral. This is the beginning of sorrows, the great mourning. A lot of people are losing their life, and a lot more people is about to be unalive.
The beginning of famine and great death.
See, it said the beginning of famine and great death. So it's going to be a lot of people that's going to drop to be unalive. I got to be careful with my choice of words. And it's thus saith the Lord.
The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evil. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
See, he said the beginning of wars. For example, Russia, Ukraine, that's an actual war, which is going to lead to a bigger war. Israel and Palestine, Israel and Hamas. That's a war, which is going to lead to a bigger war.
Verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Lord is going to let all these different judgments take place so that those that of the elect, when they see these things happening, they can repent. It says scourges for amendment, meaning for you to change your way. The point was said to get up yours. This, I'll say, going back to the focus is that being a time of war. As a matter of fact, go to Ecclesiastes chapter 3 real quick. Go to that. Chapter 3, read verse 1.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
It said to everything there is a season. It's a time for it to snow, it's a time for it to rain, it's a time for it to grow. And it's going to list the different time periods, for certain things in the chapter.
Verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die.
Same way it's a specific day for you to come out your mother's womb. It's a specific day for you to give up the spirit.
It says the time to plant and the time to pluck up that which is planted.
Physically and also spiritually. It was a time where evilness, wickedness was being sown. I'll tell you that second, fourth time, the evil and sown. It was a time for the Moa agenda and the hip hop agenda was being sown in the minds of the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But beginning with the elect, now we're in the time period of that same seed being put out of the minds of the elect, so that they can come back to the old, especially how about
Verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. Verse 8, it says a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace.
See, so it's a time for everything. It said a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. Now, do it sound like we're in a time of peace when you listen to everything that's taking place on the planet Earth? You got women saying they baby daddy house is on fire while his paralyzed mama in there. You got women leaving their children and throwing them out the forest. They got gunning each other down. It's all type of wickedness and iniquity taking place. So do it sound like we're in the time of peace? No, it lets you know that we're in the time of war.
So, this is an article from Fox News. It says House passes defense bill automatically register. So like your House passes defense bill automatically registering men 18 to 26 for draft.
And this is just the beginning. It said that they passed the bill automatically because it was a period of time prior to that when you had to actually go and register for them to you. They themselves, they don't need your permission. You know, you ain't got to consent. You automatically gonna be registered. And if they call your name, you will have to go. If not, it's gonna be legal consequences. Like Esau said.
It says, because I'm about to add because when they mentioned that about the draft, the dude on the news thing, it was a guy that wrote a book, and he was trying to pinpoint the major areas of weakness in the military and why the draft is down. You know, they had a percentage of different branches, and they showed their goal and they showed the percentage of people entering the draft. But then, like the dude said, they lowered the goal just to make the percentage try to make sense. So they had to lower their standard for that. So it's all these different things. And then, like the guy, the Jake nigga, who's the anchor man on the news channel, he making mention of, well, you got what? You got niggas that's more bold now, more effeminate now. A lot of things that he allowed for his agenda to get pushed, which backfired on his military presence, because now you don't have, he made mention of a word called, he said you don't have strong men, you know, that's willing to just go fight for their country and so forth. You even got vets making mention that, no, we don't want you. He was saying that his whole family served. And he was like, no, we don't want you to go there because the moral standard of what they present is not there anymore. So now we're leading back to what the brother was going into about the draft being prominent, which is why they did that on purpose to make it. Now I have a reason to implement, you know what I'm saying, this formation, which they had it like that before a couple of decades ago, but now it's back in effect because because they're saying that the country was strong. They said when Trump was in office, they said that the military was the strongest it's ever been. So how could we go from that to this in a matter of 4 years? So the point is that they did that, it was systematically designed like that so they could implement this force on the people. And an age that he would put on there on the military draft was between 18 to 25, 26 or something like that. You strong, as he put it. And then he made mention about how the women, and so, you know, go ahead. But that's really important to understand. Go ahead, bro. Back to this article, it says this year's, it shows you who they're targeting. They're targeting the youth. The youth is the future. You know what I'm saying? So if I can continue to manipulate their minds, I can continue my plan. See, you know, go ahead. It says this year's.
Yeah. The Lord said, right.
Hey, back up.
No, I'm gonna start.
Start giving us our personal space.
Say 20.
Like in this article, it says this year's NDAA authorized $895.2 billion in military spending, a $9 billion increase from FICA 2024.
That's right there, so that these devils kind of talk. You feel what I'm saying? That's why they implementing this draft. You feel what I'm saying? Because they understand the things that are taking place. You got these shit. We had the United States running to Cuba while they was there. They ran into Russia while they were trying to go through Cuba. You know what I'm saying? You got all these different wars. You got all these different armies entering the scene, and they practice with their nuclear weapons. So America sitting back, they counting the cost, but now they give them with the money. You'll bring that part right there back, Baba Kasai.
It says this year's NDAA authorized $895.2 billion.
Devils counting the cost. Because what it take manpower, it take weaponry, and it take money to go to war. So they sit back counting the cost, and they like, these are the things that we need to go to war. They got the money, they got the weaponry. Now they like, we need the manpower. So they like, shit, we're going to implement this draft. We're going to make it mandatory, like the brother was going into. It's automatic now. You ain't got to sign up. They ain't got to come into your high schools no more to ask you to register and sign up. They just gonna sign your ass up.
Yeah, because they made that was all a gimmick anyway. They made it seem like the people had free choice. You know what I'm saying? Give them a little breathing room. Now I can come to them and they got if they want the option to come here and fight for they can. If they don't, okay. You know what I'm saying? But no, nigga, you never really had a choice.
Right.
It was all systematically designed that way. So now you can't say shit when they come implement the mandatory this, the mandatory that. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's all, just from down to police force, down to the EMS, all that shit. It's all systematic design like that. So now I have reason to mandate the CHIP. Now I have reason to mandate the blue hats. Now I have reason to mandate you come into the fight because now we got Russia approaching Cuba. Now we got Russia approaching Miami. Now we got Russia doing this and this. Now you got reason.
Yep.
You know, now the devil, you can't point the finger on him on that. Go ahead, all right? So we think. Right, go ahead.
It says, while it hasn't been invoked in over half a century, it's mandatory for all male U.S. citizens to register.
What half a century is what? 50 years. So like I said, a couple of decades. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta remember, they did that to Ali. Ali wasn't going. You know what I'm saying? So just to show you that it was within our frame of time. You know, it wasn't that long ago. You know?
He chose rather to go to jail.
Right.
He chose rather to go to jail than to go to war. And then that's another point.
Right.
A lot of these motherfuckers that sit behind these prison bars, you got a lot of young men locked up, 16, 17 years old. You got a lot of 24 all the way to that age of 26 incarcerated. They're gonna make a lot of them men go to war.
Yup, shorten their sentences.
Yep.
Shit like that,
You
man.
get out of jail early if you go to war. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yup. That's what a lot of them watch some old Jake movies. A lot of them niggas had to do that. Oh, blood in, blood out.
You're kind.
My nigga, the head nigga, he would either choose jail or choose to draft or choose to go into the service.
He went into service.
He went into service because niggas don't want to go to
police officer.
There you go. So you know the odds against Jake in the world, bro. You know this all set up for you niggas, man. Go ahead, Art.
It says, it's mandatory for all male U.S. citizens to register for the selective service, also known as the military draft.
See, that's cold too, because even when you saw Russia and Ukraine go to war, they were rounding up those. They were rounding up the like trains. They were rounding up those trains for them to leave, like the children with their mothers and guess what? And then so along with the what was it, the 12-year-olds? I think as early as 13 or 14. They were putting guns in those little boys' hands, not allowing them to leave their country because they were putting on the war. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it be the same thing here.
Go that way. Go that way.
When a lot of this shit get ready to go down, they're gonna make a lot of these young men go to war. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make you fight for this country.
Even with the older men over there in Ukraine, they said a lot of the that already went that, you know, unalive, they're forcing them to grab guns. They pull them right up.
That's right, kind of.
What are you talking about? Ukraine? Oh yeah, it was. Yep.
Real talk, bro. That's them right up. Wasn't letting them get on them trains to leave the city or the country. They wasn't letting them leave the country. They were making them fight and go to war. And hell, it show you too a lot of what a lot of these people from these other countries stand on. Because that's what they gotta realize. A lot of these people from these other countries, they here on American soil. Because you had that boxer Vasil Lomachenko. He's a Russian, you know what I'm saying, from Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? But guess what did he do? He put down his boxing gloves and went and picked up a gun and went to war with his country. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people got to realize, like, these countries, they're going to fight for their country when America go to war with their country. Like how Palestine stand with Palestine and Israel stand with Israel here in the U.S., that's what it's going to be. America versus Russia and all these different things here on American soil. You got it, Dr. Salaki.
It says, failure to register is classified as a felony and comes with a host of legal challenges.
Register. So if you don't want to submit yourselves to their will and fight for them and go across seas, it's really game about.
It says, failure to register is classified as a felony and comes with a host of legal challenges.
It said they're gonna classify you as they're gonna be a criminal in their eyes, all because you don't want to be sacrificed. Because ultimately that's what they're doing. This is all of them sacrificing to the left hand energy so that they can establish their NWO, so that they can beat HIP, everybody, okay, and so on and so forth.
In Revelation chapter 13, verse 12, it says, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Which that's speaking about the Roman Empire, the ancient Roman Empire. And, that's what the ancient Roman Empire was doing with their military. You know, they basically invited any and everybody to basically participate in their military, and they would give benefits to whoever would join. You know, and all this is just a repetitious thing, or a repetitious, you know, reenactment of what was happening in ancient Rome, man. And not only that, but damn, I forgot my plan.
Yeah, because the reason why they did it, bro, because it had a benefit to their plan. It just failed. It didn't go through. So if you do it again, it's showing that he so-called figured out his error and he could avoid the fall from last time. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's trying to show in the grand scheme of things. Like, oh, nigga, we figured it out. So it's gonna be the same thing. Now the difference is now the people don't, because at one point we all knew he was Israel during them times. You know what I'm saying? You got the beginning of the Hellenistic period. You know what I'm saying? And then it trickling down to Rome and a lot of that falling away. But a lot of us way more now. I mean, then now knew he was Israel. So if that's the case, then now I could do the same thing over. I got more of them blinded, and I can continue my plan as I started. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to say, joining Esau's military was worshiping the beast, man.
Exactly.
You know, and those Jakes who was joining the Roman military, they had to be indoctrinated. They had to eat the king's meat. They had to learn all of the technical things and worship their gods, right? Wear their attire and basically put on their religion, put on their gods in order to fight in that military, right? And that's what Esau and Edom is doing. Like what I was saying, it's all a sacrifice. You're being a sacrificial vessel for Esau and the beast. So you join the Esau's military, you worshiping the beast, man. You become the sacrifice for this devil. And ain't nobody joining the military. Ain't nobody willfully joining the military. You know, and then another thing too, the only ones that is willfully joining is majority Jake women. Ain't even really Jake men joining no more. You know, because people found out it's bullshit. Everybody knows it's a scam, it's bullshit. In the 60s, you had niggas that went in the Vietnam War, they came back home and was treated just like niggas again. They was getting treated better in Vietnam than they was for the country they was fucking fighting for, man. You know, and then you had some of those other nations, they knew like, look, this ain't your war. Y'all ain't even supposed to be in this battle right here, man.
Yeah, and that's another thing. If I can add, y'all got it. That's another thing. The niggas ain't falling for that because what up, bro? Everybody is hip to Esau's schisms and his ways. That's why you got the truthers and conspiracy, you know, because the prophets is about to happen. So everybody watching the prophets, everybody watching truth. So them niggas like, bro, y'all niggas some bullshit. So why would I fight for this country? Why would I go fight for something that I don't even stand for? You know what I'm saying? At first, yeah, you like nigga might have had hope that it would change for a nigga. It had hope that it would change for the Hispanics and so forth. Nah, them niggas like, nigga, this shit, niggas leaving this country because they see the bullshit. So why would I join your military to fight for this country that has no fucking backbone whatsoever?
Yeah, that's why you got on these different social media outlets, these different articles, you got different Israelite women, black women predominantly.
They join it for the bag.
Exactly. They only doing it for the money. They only doing it because their living situation is fucked up here in America. Not only that, they get in the military and then they instantly regret it, man. And they make videos crying and whining and shit. They start to notice how corrupt Esau it really is, how corrupt the system is. They start to see different shit behind closed doors about how these elites really be doing right, be raping, doing unrighteous things to these other people and shit.
And if I can add too, like you said, so that's causing a lot of people to fall out of the military, which is another reason that they get the draft, because they got a lot of people leaving the military. And then on top of that too, another thing, because like the brother was talking about this earlier, that's another thing that you see taking place in the military. When a lot of these people join military, they join the what? To be nurses. They join because you can go to the military, exactly. You can go to college for free. You know what I'm saying? Different branches where they ain't necessarily, when you join the military, it ain't just about them putting a gun in your hand. You ain't necessarily going to war. A lot of people that's in the military ain't never seen war. And that's why a lot of people running out of the military, because they see war is about to take place. They gearing up for something behind closed doors, and they like, hell no, y'all, this shit getting scary. We got to get out now. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because they like, we don't really want to. This ain't, because it ultimately is not what the fuck they signed up for. It's like,
no, the spirit always break it out regardless. That's what I was about to say. They literally out their own mouth say this ain't what we signed up for.
They come back home with PTSD and shit. They come back home with all these different diseases. Hey, the heroin epidemic.
Come on, man.
Right? With Jake. That shit started in the over there in Vietnam and shit. Fucking with the drugs and the AIDS and fucking with some different women and shit. And they brought all that shit back here, man. This is Jeremiah 51:28. It says, prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes.
It said, prepare against her. That her is talking about Babylon the Great, or the daughter of Babylon, which is known today as America. That's what you see. See the Lord putting the spirit on the Russians, Iranians. There's gonna be many more nations that's gonna join. Okay, to do what? To come against America.
The captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion.
It's gonna be that whole land mass. And it said the Medes, which the land of the Medes today. Okay, the people who dwell over there classify themselves as Russians. But let's talk about the Edomites that identify as Russian.
Right. Yeah, go ahead. Finish on.
Verse 29, it says, and the land shall tremble and sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon.
That's what you see. It said the land shall tremble and sorrow. Like what you said, people sign up for the army for all these different ulterior motives. But the whole time, if you don't plan to give your life up for this country, you shouldn't even be signing. Yeah, so once they hear that it's a possibility of them actually having to lose their life, they start to tremble. They start to become sorrowful. I ain't signed up for this.
Oh, boy, I was gonna say they're not on this side. This side of the honorary part.
That's another thing they was making mention about, because the trans women, of course, a lot of people out too. You know what I'm saying? Because they trying to do was making a mention of that. All that shit about to go out the window, because if it's a threat to the country, that shit goes out the window. Which is a word. That oversees, like, okay, what happens when if it's war, the Constitution go out the window, your rights go out the window, because it ain't gonna be no rights if this place is dismantled. So that goes out the window. So therefore, nigga, if I'm telling you got to go to war, and if you fit the requirements, you have to go to war. There's gonna be even some vets that have to be recalled back into like niggas who specialize in tech, different armory and different knowledge about it. They're gonna be called back too. See what I'm saying? Exactly.
They take your food and take your water, take your vehicle.
That's right. Right, y'all. Go ahead,
Verse 29. Jeremiah 51:29, it says, and the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant.
Because people can smell it in the air. Feel it in the air. That is destruction coming to this place. They tell you that in the previous chapter, there's a sound of battle in the land and of great destruction. People know that something big is going to happen to them.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. The water Yahawashi on Shaf, I remember what I was about to say. Because it tell you in Isaiah 33:14, the been such a surprise the hypocrites. We was making mention of some of the things the niggas joining the military force. But they were just pretending. Because that's how that shows you the state. That shows you the state of the mind of the people. It's a joke. Niggas joining the military, nigga, that military is used for war and combat and invading this and going here, keeping this right, keeping that right, sanctioning this, sanctioning that, distributing this, distributing that. You know what I'm saying? It's the fighting force behind the mind who runs the country. And niggas don't understand when you join these different things, if you're not joining the Lord, you're setting yourself up for death. That's why I got this precept. Y'all done with that?
I got the word casualty.
Come on.
People fail to realize that every war comes with casualties. You know, people that join the army must have the understanding that you could be a casualty.
That's right.
It's etymology for the word casualty. It says chance, accident, incidental charge. It says the meaning losses in numbers from a military or other troop.
Woo.
An individual killed.
Losses in numbers from a military troop, military whatever. It's a loss in numbers. You know what I'm saying? So that can range from 1 to a gazillion, depending on how big the army is. So it ain't no set number on that. It says a loss of numbers. That means it's a large multitude of individuals that's going to have to be, like you said, sacrificed for this beast. You know, that nigga, he ain't like he used to be, because even he lost integrity. Alexander at least had integrity where he was fighting with his generals. Even you had never seen the nigga who's in charge of this whole combat fighting on the front line with his generals, with his angels. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. None of them elites is in the uniform fighting for this goddamn country. See? Exactly, bro.
So when they was everybody, they wasn't out there doing that shit.
Exactly, bro. So even then, that shows you just how the lack of morale, everything around this is, bro. Even this Edomite, he didn't have it anyways. But even he lost his integrity, his warlike nature. Like I said, Alexander was on the front line with his generals. They respected that nigga. They fear him. You see, Esau don't even know what that means, man. Go ahead, all right.
Even with the people who they set up to be puppets.
That's right.
You know, goddamn sleepy Joe with a helmet on and girded up. 16, you're not gonna see none of that.
Listen, that's why they got them building them buckets. That's why they getting all them buckets prepared. You know what I'm saying?
Going back to this word casualty in the etymology, it says the meaning an individual killed, wounded, or lost in battle. Because that's another thing that can happen in a war. You may not get injured, you may not lose your life, you get taken away captive. And we see a result of that with the nation of Israel. Because we prisoners of war, we held captive against our will behind enemy lines.
Got it. Got you right here, all right. It's second Esdras. This is second Esdras 16. That's where y'all at? Oh shit. I didn't know that was where y'all at.
What's that? This is Jeremiah 51:30. It says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight.
The mighty men of Babylon will be who? The soldiers, you know, the troops, the people that serve military. That they have forborne to fight. Meaning they refuse to. So they fighting against it. It's gonna get to the point where a lot of people they're gonna end up in sea camps or detainment centers and prisons, all because they try to lead the military or they refuse to be automatically drafted into.
Then he got replacement for people like that. You know, that's the whole Boston Dynamic shit. You know, with the super soldiers, and you got the specialized dogs and shit.
Come on, man.
Doing all type of motherfuckers. Got the robots that shoot with pinpoint accuracy.
Yep.
Never miss. They hurdling, jumping over shit. Inhumane abilities. If I'm saying that right. You know, so he got a backup plan or a backup plan for those who not willing to get down, you know, with his military.
They got a plan. Here, That's why, like, when you, like, what was doing the beginning of the football season this year, so that's the point you're making. During the beginning of the football season this year, what did they highlight at the game in LA? They highlighted those motherfucking AI robots sitting in the stands, like they were regular people watching the game. It's so much happening in America at a fast pace that you forget certain shit that's been happening. Yeah, that's like they got robots that roam around in Crocker Park in Ohio. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit that's actually taking place that Jake just applies to that it seems harmless right now, but they finna use this shit for weapons. They finna use this, they finna use all these things that seem like if they're just trying to merge it with society to help you, like it's your time, like it's innocent, but they finna use this for malicious.
Yeah, because they created them things. They created them. That's the point. Yep. Which means now I can install my mind. Yep. The Edomite installing his mind in anything is always going to be bad. It's going to bring death and destruction. Yep. So that's why them things are being programmed at a high rate. Fast. Yep, to do what? To kill. Kill, and destroy. Yeah, bro. You know?
Like I said, don't be ignorant of fake devices unless you get an advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? But all this shit is just part of the agenda. Got it out.
Jeremiah 51:30 again, it says, the mighty men of Babylon have forbidden to fight. They have remained in their holds. The holds will be what? The fortresses, which is known today as the military bases. Like what's going into. A lot of people sign up for the military without even understanding what they truly signed up for. That's why you see a lot of them, especially the younger ages, they doing TikToks and on Instagram doing shorts and shit like that. But when it comes time to fight, they're not gonna want to leave out of that same off that same military base that they doing that TikTok on. You got a shortage of people in the police department. You got a shortage of people in the fire department, in the dispatch department. You know, these different departments, that's low level shit. That's for the city. That's for the inhabitants of the land, the municipal, right? The people. And ain't shit really going on right. You know, ain't shit really. You got your little uproars and shit. But America is not in a state of emergency right now as far as the city is concerned. Mm-hmm. But you got motherfuckers that don't want to show up to their job as police officers no more. Motherfuckers don't want to keep risking their life for a devil that don't give a fuck about them, man. And now that's the point. So how much more for the military?
Exactly.
You know, you're right.
You start to see that it's little corrupt shit within the system, you know?
Yeah, that which also could Lord willing translate to them blue hats being used at a higher frequency. You know what I'm saying? To distribute whatever and to combat this or whatever in the Babylon. Them UN troops, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the UN troops consist of a conglomerate of different nations in one that's serving as a militant force, you know? So it's like what you saying to America?
The one that says, the mighty have failed, they became as women. Became as women.
Mighty. But they mighty failed. Yep, good.
They have burned her dwelling places, her bars are broken. That's the end result for America, for it to be destroyed with nuclear fire. If you find yourself joining a military and going across seas, guess what? You're going to have to suffer thermonuclear fire as well, because you're going to get missiles like get shot off, what they call the Middle East over there, on the land of Israel, you know, Palestine, Saudi Arabia, that landmass. You go to 2 16. That's the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 33. It reads, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegroom. The women shall mourn, having no husbands.
Why? Go ahead.
Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed.
And that's what one of the points I was gonna make earlier too, because a lot of women join the military because they don't have no helpers, no husbands. Esau took the husbands, so now that's another avenue women use to get the bag or further life in this society. It's the military. But what's gonna happen, like the scripture just said, the men are gonna be drafted, which we were talking about when we started the camp with. They're gonna die, they're gonna perish or be unalive in these wars. Showing you that the drive is gonna actually come to pass. Like it's gonna actually succeed, if you will, at what they're trying to do to that aspect to some degree. Because you're gonna have a pushback, but you also gonna have individuals like, oh, let me do this. Because they're gonna. That's what the scripture just said. Because if it's a shortage, you know what I'm saying, that can't be fulfilled. Read it again.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 33. It reads, "The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegroom."
And the virgins will be young women. And when we start off with the article, it said men ages 18 to 26. Most likely, they're dealing with young women.
Young women. That's right.
The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed,
Their husbands. Yep.
and their husbands shall perish of famine.
So that's why women gonna be in the state of mourning. That's why they're gonna find themselves distressed, because the men who they thought they could put their trust in, they'll be put to death. He the one overseas got his head blew off by goddamn Iranian.
Right. He convinced her at the crib that I need to go fight for us to live, our kids to live in the future.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now she's like, oh, okay. No, but that's, so you got individuals like that.
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta remember, you got different branches.
Niggas
Of
for
that
sure.
shit. You got the Navy, the Marines, you got the Air Force and all that shit. So it's different ways it's different ways Esau is sacrificing.
Mhm.
You go out there in the water, the Lord could do anything. You know what I'm saying? Leviathans, you go out there in the air, the Lord could do anything.
Chariots.
If you a foot soldier, the Lord really gonna get your ass. So you can't, it's no way to escape this, man. And then you gotta you gotta remember, you go out to war, and the Americans, I say certain Americans, they go out and get stationed somewhere, but their whole livelihood is here, man. And the scriptures talk about that. If you have a life here, right? If you have a life here and you need to tend to your life here, and you're scared to fight the war, it's a law that you're supposed to stay here, man. Esau, Edom, he don't do. He just send your ass. He don't observe what type of spirit you in. He don't observe your situation. He don't observe none of that shit. So now you got weak ass men out there on the battlefield, and their mind is still in America. They stationed out there, but their mind and their spirit, they still worried about shit here, man.
Right.
So they not even worthy to fight.
Beautiful.
So your army is penetratable. If your army is penetratable, that means your land is penetratable.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But see, that's because that's the point I want to make right there. Why they sending a lot of these dumb motherfuckers off the war from America into these other countries? That's what they better realize. That's why these women gonna be in that state of mourning too. Because what? It's gonna be all hell breaking loose in America.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Shit gonna be fucked up over here. This land is gonna be like what you would call a third world country now. You feel me? Why you take it? Because the man is supposed to be a covert for protection. He's supposed to be a hiding place.
Bro, I'm glad you said that. That's beautiful, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
Because what both y'all were saying, like said about the military is actually as a shield for the country, a shield for the land. So if they're weak, that means the shield is weak. That means it could be pierced and penetrated, like the word the brother used. Is penetratable. So if that's penetratable, that means it's no hope for the thing is defended. You know what I'm saying, or the thing is protected.
I was gonna say too, to protect the land over here is the national guard. And the borders being open, that only let this land be penetrated.
Yep, that's right.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20, and verse 1. When thou goest out to battle against thine enemies, and seest horse and chariots, and a people more than thou, be not afraid of them. For the Lord thy power is with thee, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Right, because in the ancient world, right, when you had the nation of Israel on one accord, we would go to war with other nations in order to obtain the land that the Lord gave us and the resources in order to obtain certain things what the Lord gave us. We would have to go to war with other nations, man. Or if we were going off, the Lord is sending a nation of people, and we had to go to war with them.
Right,
so it was laws for us when it came to war.
Which means war is necessary for peace to come. Esau knows that, but that's what this great war is about, for our peace to come. You know what I'm saying? Esau think he gonna get rest from this, but he's not. So like you said, the wars back then, like the point that highlighted that is it said the Lord had our back. Them niggas enter into this military, the Lord's not with them. So it's nothing left but death and destruction.
point. That's what I was making. But it said, be not afraid of them, because the Lord is with you. Like you said, the Lord is not with Esau, Edom. So why the hell would he be with his military? But the Lord, he's gonna be with the elect. So that's the reason the elect shouldn't be afraid. And of course, the elect, they're not gonna go over there.
Right. And to prove that, it says in Revelation 12 that the dragon and his angels fought against the rough paraphrasing. You know, yeah, Sean, but you know, so that's that show you the Lord is not with you, man.
Oh yeah, Revelation 12.
You know,
The Lord, it said Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And his angels.
Bring it real quick and then y'all got it back. Revelation 12.
In Revelation chapter 12, verse 9, it says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world.
Right. So that great dragon, which this will be Khan. Go ahead. I'll start up
Yeah, let
first.
me start up. I'm gonna start at verse 7. Revelation 12:7, and there was war in heaven.
That's talking about here on the planet Earth, which would be likened unto heaven. You know, it is heaven for the self-proclaimed white man and the other nations. So this is their rulership. So it said there was war.
It says Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels.
Now, this is not some mythological tale like the Christian church and majority of the world believe. Let's talk about when the Lord come back, he's gonna have Michael, the top archangel, fighting alongside with him, alongside with the angels, the heavenly vehicles. You know, the
Right.
chariots, the world ignorantly calls UFOs.
Right. And the important thing, one of the highlights that what the statement the brother just made was that it uplifts the statement the Spirit gave us earlier when I talked about the general fighting with his men. Because YAHWASHI is going to be in the fighting with his men. See, why he has his integrity. See, he has this morale about himself. He's going to be fighting. He said, Micah Allah, the archangel is going to be by his side. That's very important. Because why? The general will fight to make sure the job is done the right way. I got to make sure, no, I'm going to go to war with y'all. One, because y'all my men. You know, I have the integrity. And then two, I got to make sure the job is done. I'm not just going to send my men. I got to come too. So YAHWASHI that's pivotal to Esau's downfall. The YAHWASHI is coming back to make sure you get taken up out of there. You know.
Then the third point that you ain't make mention of is the fact that the general might just want to have some fun. But you know, YAHWASHI, he said what? He said, I will travail, I will cry like a travailing woman, roughly paraphrasing. Because that's another reason that the Lord is going to be in the midst of that battle. Because he want to get his revenge. He want to show the nations how he get down.
Isaiah 47. I would not meet thee as a man. I mean, 13. Yep.
It says Revelation chapter 12, verse 8, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven.
I mean, the Esau Edom is going to lose this war to the Lord. His rulership is going to be at an end. That's going to be it.
No, yeah. Keep going.
Verse 8, verse 9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world.
Yeah, because that dragon, it said that great dragon. Anything great mean it's huge, is that it's max, right? So that great dragon, the dragon, when you go into the etymology of dragon, it says a large serpent. And that's why I said that old serpent is identifying this culprit, right? It's identifying the man who's behind all of this, who mindset that the world follows. This shit is ancient. It's ancient. It's an ancient spirit involved here, which we all are. But it's an ancient situation going on here, right? It's not something that just happened. No, this is so. It said that old serpent. It said the great dragon, that old serpent, right? Go ahead.
It says, and he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Right, because they called him Satan. He's the adversary, right? So it's identifying him and it's telling you that he's the adversary to the things that are good, you know? So which means he's upholds unaliveness and the things that are bad. So that old serpent, the one who upholds his way, it's soon coming to the fruition of what? Him being taken down out of power. That's what it's saying. It said, in which deceived the whole world. Did you finish it?
Verse 10.
Oh, okay. So you finished 9. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So he was cast out of rulership, and his angels is his military. You know, because that's another thing. These individuals are going to be fighting against the Lord, man. You know, brother quoted 2 13. It ain't no hope. He's gonna have man be an example of his power. Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, and then he's going to actually show you his power by YAHWASHI and the angels. You see, at a greater level. You see, because them individuals in this military, at one point, like it says in 2 Esdras 13, are going to join forces to fight against the Lord, man.
Right, man.
You know, Ronald, I think it was Ronald Reagan or Nixon, one of them, that mentioned that, man. They quoted the scriptures, man.
Come on.
But go ahead, you finish that. Was the calf out? We read it already?
Yeah, I did, but I'm still reading.
Okay.
Revelation 12:10, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now was come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed, Yahushua HaMashiach, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night.
That's what that's going to be the fulfillment of. The accuser of our brethren being cast down. Oh, who's labeling us the robbers, the thugs, the murderers, the gangbangers, when he really is the one that's been doing all of this. He established his kingdom for all of this. It's going to get to a point where he's going to lose.
He's been made weak, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk about, is this the son? This is he? You know? Like, no, this is he, you know? Was it Isaiah 14 and 12? You know, throw it up.
Okay, because it said, now is come the kingdom of our anointed, or of our power and his anointed.
That's right.
Because that's going to be the beginning of the kingdom. Once World War III hits its climax, the missiles get shut off, the Lord cracked the clouds, you see the different periods that Lord's angels zapping people with the laser beams from the chariots. That's going to be the beginning of the kingdom of Yahushua.
Looking for y'all, y'all got it. Slide. Revelations 19 and 13, it says,
like 3 verse 11.
Okay. Revelations 13, 19. Revelations 19 and 11, it says, and I saw heaven open. No, that's the Shemayim being cracked open. A floodgate, as he said, that's a floodgate of a fleet of chariots, man. A fathership, right? Not a mothership, a fathership, followed by a gazillion of other ships, smaller ships to itself, which are the vehicles of the angels, right? Following who? As the scripture is about to tell you who they're following. Revelation 19:11, and I saw heaven open, which is the Shemayim, and behold, a white horse, right? Lord coming in a great power, right? It said in pure power. White means pure, horse means power. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true. It says, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
That's the Lord is doing this on behalf of righteousness.
There you go.
Wickedness has been polluting the earth for the past hundreds of years. Shit, the past thousands of years, wickedness has been taking root. So, on behalf of righteousness, the Lord is coming back to bring destruction.
It says, verse 12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, so it's identifying who's coming. Like the brother said, it's Yahawashi, man. It says, and on his head were many crowns.
Many crowns, why? Because he taken down all the kings of the heathen nations, beginning with Esau, Edom. The king of Elam, which would be the East Indians, the king of Moab, which would be the Chinese, the king of Ammon, which would be the Japanese, and so on and so forth. Many crowns, which that would represent victory, because that's what you would do when you conquer a heathen nation in the ancient times. You would take down their king. A lot of times they'd chop his head off and they'd take his crown.
They'll take his crown. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, that was Goliath.
Yep. That represents, Khan. That represents their power. You know, the Lord, no, they defeated. They're defeated. They ain't in power no more. Rulership. The crowns is an act of rulership. You know, so they're showing you that when you take all the nation's crowns, that means that it's only one ruler.
Yep.
Me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And then normally when you do that, when the nation king fall, they bow to the one that took down their king.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
They submit.
Psalm 110 and 5, it says, the Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. When the Lord come back with those legions of angels, that's what he's going to be taking out these kings of the earth. Right? That's how he's going to obtain the many crowds.
They said the right hand.
Yep. Power.
Right hand, power. Hand power.
Daniel chapter 2, verse 44, it says, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven, Yahweh, set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
The days of these kings, why the heathens was he on earth enjoying They time period to rule. That's when the Lord will come back to establish his kingdom. Which the only way that could happen is if they lose their kingdom.
Right.
It says, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms.
Meaning once Yahawashi establishes his kingdom, it ain't gonna be 1,000-year period. Then goddamn Magog, Russia gonna come up. No, it's not gonna be none of that. The Lord's gonna establish his kingdom. It's gonna be like that forever.
Yep. Like you said, it said right. God.
And it shall stand forever.
Because they said he coming to make war in righteousness. Righteousness, they tell you in William Solomon 1:15, righteousness is immortal. So if I'm coming to establish a system and a kingdom, a mindset of righteousness, that means once I conquer you and set my flag, that's what's coming after righteousness, which is meaning what? Immortality, which means that my kingdom is never going to be taken away. Man. What? Was there more in that, bro? Okay, you got 2 steps.
This is the book, 2nd Ezra, chapter 4, and verse 29. If therefore that which is sown, verse 2nd Ezra 4:27, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmity.
The world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities, a bunch of wickedness, whether it be the Mohism, the feminism agenda, the Sithism agenda, all the isms. This is all unrighteousness and infirmity. That's why when the Lord come back in righteousness, he's going to judge and make war.
That's right.
Right. That's why all the wickedness that Esau has done has been summed up to be beast. Right. The Lord summed up all their wickedness that stemmed out of Esau. He summed it up as beasts, man. You know, and everything that this place promotes from its religion, democracy, from the military system, I said religion already. The beta male gang, all that shit, man, is a part of this beast system.
Because beasts, they wasn't given the understanding of righteousness. They do what they flesh tell them to do. They act off the instinct. That's why you see dogs eating their own vomit, eating their own shit. Filthy. You will even see a male dog popping another male dog. So you don't have that understanding.
Like that's why the Lord got to, but like all the things that the brothers making mention of, that's why Yahawashi has to come remove this kingdom out of place. You know what I'm saying? That's why, because of the spirit. Because it's filthy, it's the fire. You know what I'm saying? It's not upright. It's not pure. Which is what is that's what Yahawashi is coming to establish. That's why that's why the kingdom of heaven won't be moved, because it's pure. It won't have no cracks or flaws in it. This kingdom is cracked and flawed. Anything with cracks and flaws, you always find a way to improve it or make it better. And that's what they try to do with everything they come up with. It defiles the land even more. And the Lord done with this shit. Got it up.
Verse 28, 2nd Ezra 4:28. But as concerning the things whereof thou asked me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come.
So we see it. So we see the evil being sown. And we know when anything is sown, it eventually grows. It shows the leaves and the fruits. So that's what you see. You see the fruits of wickedness taking place. You see a man cross the street, you can't tell if it's a woman because he got on a dress, but then you call up to him, he got a beard. That's the evil being sown of wicked for fruit. But it said, with the destruction thereof does not yet come, showing that the destruction is guaranteed. It just ain't happy yet.
Right. That's the cleansing. Yeah, exactly. It's the cleansing. That's why we got to use a sickle to uproot it. Because it started as a plant, and like the brother said, it branched out. I got a quick one. Was that it on that? Go ahead,
Verse 29, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down.
Right, meaning right side up. Go ahead.
And if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good.
They got to get up out of here. That's what, when Yahawashi say I'm coming, that means I'm bringing the good. That means that the end, the good, the bad is coming to its end. See what I'm saying? So the one who's ruling will be the bad, and he's coming to his end. That's why his military is scrambling. That's why he's trying to come up with these laws out of thin air, you know, and come up with this policy and try to do this and try to do that, because he's coming to an end. Why? How do we know that? Because we're reading it. Yahawashi said it. He said Jacob is Esau's the end, Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So Yahawashi said he's the Lion of Judah. He's coming to bring the beginning, right? Real quick. Wisdom of Solomon, then we're going to finish this. Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 3. But the multiplying brood of the ungodly shall not thrive, nor take deep rooting from bastard slips, nor lay any fast foundation.
Because right now it's a lot of people on the planet Earth, and the population is increasing. Even though the wicked elite tell you they want to decrease the population, it is actually increasing. But it said, but the multiplying of the ungodly group, so the multiplying of all these wicked ass people on the planet Earth not going to thrive. They eventually go get cut off.
Yup, because it's not rooted properly. It's not nourished by the proper nutrients, which is Yahweh the living water, or the proper bread. It's
Like it shall not be a fast foundation.
yeah.
Fast is speaking in terms of firm and stable, because we know the true foundation is Yahawashi. If anything, it tell you that in Psalms. If the Lord buildeth not the house, they labor in vain that buildeth it. So if the Lord is not behind it, it's not gonna stand the test of time.
Yeah, because it says wisdom buildeth a house, buildeth her house. You know what I'm saying? And then it says also too that you just said a beautiful point, because it tell you that I lost it. This is verse 4. It wasn't Solomon 4 and 4. It says, for though they flourish in branches for a time, right? They had their moment, you know, they was let loose for a period of time, right? Like it says in Revelation 20, for a little season, you know, seasons come and go. So for this particular season, they were let loose. They was able to do this, create a mode. They created a mode at a high frequency. They created a nigga at a high frequency. You know, so these things always existed. That's why Sodom and Gomorrah exists. So they created it, they extended the frequency of it. It says, for though they flourish in branches for a time, branches go out for a moment, right? Yet standing not last. Oh, that's what you said, because in the verse above it says, nor lay any fast foundation. The brother mentioned about Yahawashi being that foundation. Brother Samaria read in Daniel 2 that foundation is coming to make you into pieces. So that shows you that you have no future but being uprooted. You know what I'm saying? It says, yet standing not last, they shall be shaken with the wind, right? The prophets, the voice, and the ICBM missiles, the besom of destruction. It says, and through the force of winds, they shall be rooted out.
Let's go, man.
You see? And these things, because the prophets lit the flame, you see, and then the Lord is going to finish it off. You know what I'm saying? You say the best last, and track, the anchor is the strongest runner. Yahawashi is the strongest of us, and he's going to finish us off. He's going to finish the race for us. It says,
Bro, like a relay. That's like I'm business popped it off. Now
what I say,
then I pass the elders.
yeah,
Then the men on down, like passing the
as I say, it's the anchor.
Yeah. God. I went.
Yeah. He the
I can tell you, man.
yeah. No, you good. I'm the pop. Cause I ran track. I did the 4x1, right? So I was the pop off. The fastest is the first. Boom. I did the pop off, and then the last one is the strongest with the stronger legs, the more endurance, right? You know, and that's Yahawashi, the strongest of Israel, and he's going to finish the race for us. It says he's going to cross that finish line. That's what we read about the heavens cracking open.
And see, a lot of these motherfuckers gonna lose the doing. I was trying to get ready to drag these motherfuckers to the finish line.
God. It says in verse 5, God, it says the imperfect branches, which is Esau, Edom, should be broken off. 2/3. Their fruit unprofitable, not right to eat. Yeah, meat for nothing.
Let's go.
All the wickedness that these niggas out here beyond, they think just like they daddy Esau, Edom, some plain white man. All this wickedness it's not beneficial to righteousness. It's not beneficial to life. It's everything that they teach is the way to death. They say different lifestyles, but it's really these different death styles.
Right. Scripture say the fruit of the wicked is sin. I'm paraphrasing. Right. So that means what? That anything that the wicked produce is going to lead to sin, transgression of the law, man.
Yeah, they're talking about they should eat the fruit thereof. I forgot how it goes. Like the day that they should how it go.
They say the fruit of their doing.
That one, and it's another one that say fuck, man, it's perfect what you said. Go ahead.
It's Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 16. The labor of the righteous tendeth to life, the fruit of the wicked to sin.
Right. And Christians talk about wisdom bringing to a kingdom that's gonna last forever, a righteous kingdom that's gonna last forever. Bring that part in perspective.
Proverbs 10 and 16. The labor of the righteous tendeth to life, the fruit of the wicked to sin.
Yeah, and say the fruit of the wicked to sin, transgression of the law. We know in the Lord's kingdom there will be no sin. So what does that mean? The Lord's going to do away with the wicked, man.
Right.
All right, and the life is going to flourish because YAHWASHI has set his kingdom upon earth.
The foundation was laid. He came and the foundation, and now the rest of the house can be made, built. You know, we're doing it spiritually, but it's going to come a time where it's going to be physical on the earth. You know what I'm saying? Or the kingdom of heaven is going to be physically here. They tell you that in Revelation 21. They saw no temple therein. YAHWASHI was the temple of it. You know, so YAHWASHI's coming is the very indication that the kingdom is coming. He's the foundation, the sure foundation. You know, and the pillars are the elect that uphold the house. You know, so that's what's coming to the earth. Why? Because the words or the fruit, right? The words, right, of the wicked, all right, is equal to sin. And who had a precept? Who had one?
In Psalms 92 and 5, it says, "O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep."
Deep for the average plantation Christianity believer to grasp the fact that the Lord allow America to push out wickedness to the whole planet Earth just to destroy it.
Yeah.
That's too deep for the average person I heard.
Right.
It says, "A brutish man knoweth not."
See, a brutish man knoweth not. Somebody that's always spoken up and scoffing and ultimately is stupid. Don't got to understand it.
Right. Nigga, if we saw like certain TV shows and movies, he'll portray a brutish person. He always got a brutish character.
Yeah.
The dumb jock that's always the bully or some goofy shit. He ain't really got that much brains, but he a violent person. You know, he's a brutal person. That's Esau. He ain't got that much brains, but he has the power to inflict violence on the whole world. And that's where he crashes out with his violence, man. And the crash out doesn't use their fucking mind. They don't use wisdom.
Back out, dummies.
Going back to the point they beat. That's the beat. Right, move out the shit info. You know what I'm saying? It says, "Neither doeth a fool understand this." Verse 7, it says, "When the wicked..."
So like this. I'm reading it real quick. It's the etymology of the word. It's the etymology of the word brutish. It says pertaining to animals. Uncultured, stupid, like the brother said. Yep, weak. Esau Edom has conditioned everybody to be in a beastly manner, in a beastly state.
We know, like y'all was making mention earlier, we know that the Lord separated beast and man. You know, so if you're vibration, that means you're lower than man. You know, so that means that you have no conscience. You know, you have no sense of direction. You have to be, you know.
It's like traffic is a clear example of that. You know, and it's like when you driving or when you in traffic, it's like you amongst a whole bunch of cattle. You know, it's like you amongst a whole bunch of stubborn ass oxen that's just following what
Said,
This is Psalms 92 and verse 5. It says, "O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep." It says, "A brutish man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand this."
that's why people walk past and laugh. They pull up, drop the window, roll the window back up. They don't understand what's taking place right now. They don't understand the severity, okay, the fact that this the life or death thing playing out right for their eyes.
Yes, bro. Yes.
in the political system, these different Edomites get on TV and start making these different announcements and plans and this, that, and they don't understand that, right? When these different heathens go to war, these different sections, and these, all these different, they don't understand those things, man. The average person don't understand how politics work. The average person don't understand how geography works. The average person doesn't understand
how life works. And that's why they don't understand the scriptures,
They
man.
don't even understand their own. Like you can't even go after a woman with a woman. She don't even know what she is. She just knows she has a vagina and she has titties, you know, and she can give birth from time to time.
The average woman can't tell you why it's important for them to have a menstrual cycle.
Right.
But they have one, you know? So that lets you know people don't even know their own genetic makeup. People don't even know themselves. Jay don't even know themselves, man.
Right. So how much more the deeper things? They can't get past the simple things. Esau has dumbed you down. He has simplified the mind. Oh, they was talking about that too. They was talking about the simple fact of how dumbed down the mind is to be able to, the minds can't comprehend the natural things anymore. They rely on the technology and the things Esau put in front of them to actually forward their way of thinking. So it dumbed them down so that now real life situations, they can't make the difference between what's real and what's fake. So now we're telling you what? We're telling you that war is coming. See, oh, that nigga Ice Cube said that in Friday. Said, let me one nigga in the hood that play like that. He said, anything that nigga playing about his money? This nigga Esau's not playing, bro. The Lord, why? Because the Lord is not playing. Judgment is coming, and Esau is used to bring that judgment to a certain degree. So if the Lord is not playing, Esau is not playing. This nigga not playing. When he say he's about to come down on you, the Lord say he gonna come down on you niggas. That's exactly what's about to come down. The Lord, this nigga Esau is about to come down. The Lord is not playing. So war is literally about to break out. Fucking Jacob's trouble is about to break out. MOTB is about to be implemented. That mass casualty, it tell you in Revelation that up to the horse's bridle, bro. You know, up to the horse's bridle, bro. That's how much unaliveness is going to be, or how much blood is going to be on the earth, man. America, man. Go ahead. What you got?
I got a precept, real quick precept for y'all. Proverbs 24:7. It says, wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. I want to read it real quick in the NLT too, if I may. It says, wisdom is too lofty for fools. Among leaders at the city gate, they have nothing to say. So it's like the poor brother said, you got people walk by, they get to laughing. People roll down their windows and roll them back up. They ain't got shit to say because they can't understand what's going on. It's too high for them. They don't understand this is a wise thing. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like the bugged out motherfucker that walked past earlier, sitting there and said, y'all talking the right thing, but y'all are intimidating. Well, that's what the prophets were back in the past time. They were intimidated. People were scared when they saw the prophets. Because when you saw the prophets on the scene, you understood something about to fucking go down. That's why they had to ask Samuel, comest down peaceably? Because you know it's an old shit moment when you see the prophets. When you see the prophets, you ain't seeing the prophets and ain't nothing about to take place and ain't nothing about to go on.
Bro, any building that's built, nigga, it's built for a reason. Ain't no building just meant to just be built and just sit there. It's made for things to come out. It's made for protection, safety, no distribution. A building is being built, and the building is being built right before everybody's eyes, man. You know, and it's going to be used to protect the elect in that time, man. And it's also the same building. It's going to be used. It's being used to dismantle this society. The thing that's being distributed out of it is the Holy Spirit, the prophets, YAHAWASHI, essence, his name. You know. Go ahead, Arch, like it.
This quick precept I had. Verse 18, I'm starting at verse 1. It says, through desire, a man, having separated himself, seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. You see, that's the thing. That's why Jake can't get it. Because they're not willing to separate themselves from their own lusts, right? They're not willing to separate themselves from the things that's holding them back from obtaining this wisdom, man.
That's right. That's why you got something called a mold. Because YAHAWASHI said in the Gospels or in the New Testament, he said he gave them over to their lust.
Yeah.
Like you said, they could. A mold is just one who's real lustful. A woman don't please him no more, so you got to go experiment with some type of other form of sex. So it's just like he's just really heavy indulged in his sin, his lust. You see, so the Lord give you over to that.
You mean like you take control?
Like incontinent, yep. Lack of control. Yep.
Verse 2, a fool hath no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself. Just like the brother brought out, that wisdom is too high for a fool. If wisdom is too high for you, how could you delight in it? How could you indulge in it? It says a fool have no delight in understanding, right? Because a fool is only concerned about folly, and there is no understanding in folly. All right, there's no wisdom in folly. It says, but that his heart may discover itself. Meaning what? He's going to come to the realization of his own thoughts, right? Once he knows that wisdom is too high for him, he's going to come to a realization of, well, I'm just a nigga. You know, certain things is too high for me to understand, so I'm not going to indulge in those things, right? And in other words, his own thoughts are going to condemn him. His own wickedness is going to condemn him, you know, and they're going to be condemned. It says, that's why it says, but the heart may discover itself. Because your own consciousness is going to condemn you for the shit that you're doing. It says, verse 3, and it's the point, when the wicked cometh, then cometh also contempt, and with it, ignominy, reproach. And when you go into that word ignominy,
About to get it. Go ahead.
it means to basically be cast down from a good name. To have a good name and it be taken away from you. Infamy. You know, and that's what Esau Edom has done to Israel. It says, when the wicked come, he bringeth contempt. And this wicked man, Esau Edom, starting with the elites of Esau Edom, has brought forth contempt upon the Israelites, right? The house of YAHWAH. He's trying to bring forth contempt upon the Heavenly Father, man.
You get that. Let me grab this last verse and read the song back to you. I can look at it. This is I'm gonna bring back from Psalm 92:6. It says, "A brutish man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand this." It says, "When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed for forever."
Solomon.
Right. He's orchestrating these prophecies to take this devil down. He's gathering the nations, right? He's gathering the nations, and he's gathering the elect. Those two things are going to be Esau's downfall. His truth is flourishing. You know, he no longer has a stronghold on the people. You know, his kingdom is being shamed. America is being shamed. His political leaders are being shamed. Everybody looks at him as if, you know, everybody looks down on this place.
That witchcraft ain't important no more. The witchcraft ain't as strong as it used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right, people starting to expose him in his secret societies.
Yep, that's right.
You know,
That's a physical manifestation that you've been invaded. And here it is, you got prisoners of war, got them held captive in some deep, dark dungeon, but they has to been free. That means somebody that came in, infiltrated your whole base, and got the key or whatever it is, and free the captives. And that's what we see taking place.
They're kind of like a book of that.
Dealing with the members of the elect, they was once snared somewhere, hid away in a deep, dark dungeon, but then the Lord had the Holy Spirit creep in, invade, and freedom, and freed them from the witchcraft that Esau Edom had them trapped in.
it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. All right, and this is talking about, I believe, ICBM listening. All right, it said,
Read it again.
Isaiah 13 and 4, it says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains.
The noise of a multitude. Why? Because it's going to be a multitude of missiles. It's going to be John the Revelator saw 200 million, or so like 200 million warheads. But that's what it's talking about when it says a multitude is of a great people. But the missiles is also likened to an army when you read in Joel the second chapter.
Yeah.
Right, and talk about those mountains, which is different governments, different nations, which America being that high mountain.
And then the missiles gonna be shot in different nations. Or the scriptures go into a few, but it's gonna be a lot of nations that's gonna shoot missiles at America.
Yep. Right, because brothers in Jeremiah earlier, it said open the armory. Yeah, so because the armories, them ICBM missiles, man, the weapons of war, you know, that's the Lord's armory. It's like I play Call of Duty, like a treasure box. You know what I'm saying? Like a treasure box full of goodies. You know what I'm saying? Look about.
It's the Lord that put the spirit on these might to produce these missiles. And that's what still makes it the Lord. That's
That's right. That's right.
It says, Isaiah 13:4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people.
Right? Hands of a great people. Like you said, the missiles is a part of the Lord's army. So that's why it's gonna be so many of them. You look up how many people is in America's army, for example, it's gonna say like 1 million, or Russia's army is gonna say like 2 million. But this is gonna be a greater army. Okay, it's gonna be 200 million missiles.
It says, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together.
It's gonna be, you're gonna have Russia, the scriptures speak about, you're gonna have Turkey, which you got Turkey talk about joining the BRICS. There's gonna be many other nations. Iran, which is known as Persia in the scriptures. China, Ethiopia, Libya, we meet Ezekiel 38. That's the different nations that's gonna come together and shoot missiles at America. So it's gonna be an overkill. Matter of fact, somebody going to the etymology of the word overkill.
It's the online etymology for the word overkill, capacity to kill in excess of what is required or wanted.
Because those missiles, you got missiles, they don't need to shoot. It's a certain amount of missiles that they can shoot and destroy America. They still have plenty of budgets left. Guess what? The Lord's gonna have them all of this. He said, "Be ye," he said, "Bend the bow and spare not." In the arrow representing Jeremiah. So it's gonna be.
It says capacity to kill in excess of what is required or wanted.
In excess, meaning to go over what is required. It's only a certain amount of missiles to take to destroy America, but they're gonna overpass that. Why? Because the Lord got the spirit on them. So.
And it also says originally in reference to nuclear arsenals.
In reference to nuclear arsenal. So when the word overkill was brought about, they were speaking in terms of the nuclear destruction. Why? Because they knew the capabilities that the missiles hold. And also, the Lord ultimately had put it on their spirits to understand, okay, this is eventually going to happen to America. That's why the spirit was on the lease, which is fulfillment of prophecy, to get them bunkers over there in Europe and wherever else they may have bunkers, because they know it's going to be an overkill on America.
That's why they said, I have came to destroy your world.
Robert J. Oppenheimer. That was the German scientist that was used to come up with the first nuke. So he was the original Smith that created that blew the coals in the fire, like the brother quoted Isaiah 54:16. That was his quote, that I am become death, destroyer of the world. But he understood that those missiles would be the end of Esau Edom's world.
It says, finishing out Isaiah 13:4, it says, the Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
Muster means to gather, also to a point. So it's the Lord that's gathering the missiles in his army. It's the Lord that's gathering the troops over there in what they call the Middle East. It's the Lord that's even gathering the elect, okay, which is like an until army. The Lord is in control of everything.
Jeremiah chapter 50. I'm gonna try to breeze through it, but I'm gonna start at 22. Jeremiah 50:22, it says, "The sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction." We're blowing the sound. The sound right now is not to dance; it's the time of mourning. It's not to sing. Well, the elect is singing the songs of praise, but for the land, it's a sound of battle. It's a sound of war, death, and destruction, and crime.
Right. That lady gonna come up here talking about you're intimidated. Bitch, you should be intimidated, man. Look at what we're talking about. Look at what's going on in the world, man. Look at the spirit this devil Esau is in, first and foremost. But that's what the
The narrative is this: Esau versus Jacob. Everybody else is just extras in the movie, man. And they're helping contribute to the prophecies. But the main two focus is Esau and Jacob, man. Jacob being the target and Esau being the prey or the predator.
It says, Jeremiah 50:2, it says, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken, which he forced his ways on the world? A hammer beats things into submission, and everything else was the nails, and a nail fastened things together, and it holds it together. So the hammer, which is Esau Edom, his policies, his philosophies, his doctrines, his way of life, he smashed it into the minds of the people, and it held this system together for a period of time.
But the brothers read in Revelation 13, he didn't read it, but it said all the world wondered after the beast and said he was able to make war with them. You know, because it's like it's off. It's if say 10 hills got beat into submission, and the 11th one, they ain't looking at him like, yeah, we can stop this happening. But now that the hammer has been stopped, it's like, how has the what's the
It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
It said, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How did this happen? This they were so mighty. America was so mighty. Like you said, forcing their ways on dropping bombs on people.
Yep. Because I have. Oh, you about to say something? If y'all remember, like on what's that movie? Avengers, when Thor, his hammer got broken, he lost his power. He couldn't use his power and shit. So that's the representation of his power that he, you know what I'm saying? So Esau, his hammer is about to get broken in half. So he ain't gonna be able to display his power no more. Because remember, he was blessed with the sword. That was his power. You know, until you in First Maccabees that the earth was quiet before him. I'm talking about Alexander the Great, when he went conquering, you know, the known world at the time. The earth was quiet because he used his hammer, his sword, to do so. But now the Lord is going to cut his hammer in half. Remember, who cut his hammer? If y'all remember, who cut his hammer? Who broke his hammer? Was it I want to say it's Thanos that I forgot how it's, because he fought against Thanos and then his hammer was broken. That's why he had to go back to the land where he got it from to make a new one. But I think Thanos defeated Thor. But that's the point. Thanos was a representation of the Lord, man, for real, right? Cleaning the world up and so forth, right? Making things right, the impurities and all that. So, nonetheless, of course, we keep reading.
So like, I'm gonna make a quick statement that said, how is the whole hammer cut asunder?
How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
Right. So that means whoever did that to the hammer of the earth will receive high glory and praise. That's why YAHWASHI had to be the one to do it. Because, like, goddamn, who brought this nigga down? This nigga was, you know, big kahuna. Who brought him down? And then it was YAHWASHI. They look at, oh, it was YAHWASHI. And that's why the scriptures say he's king of kings, man. He's returned with many crowns.
Yep. And it says, how is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Because when you started the verse 1, it's talking about a new Babylon. You know what I'm saying? It's the one we currently dwelling in. You know, so how is this system brought low amongst the nations? You know, the daughter of Babylon, Isaiah 47. How you brought low to a confused state? You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't see this place no more than what it is. The golden city. Niggas can walk freely and do what they want to do. You know, but it says, the Lord have opened his armory, 25, and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord, the Most High of armies, like it says, the Lord of hosts, right? Yahweh Tazabawath mean the Lord of armies, right? So the Lord of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans.
I just want to add, it said indignation. That's righteous anger.
There you go, you're my head. Let's go, man. Righteous anger. Because we read in Revelation 19, what it say?
In righteousness, he does judge and make war.
There you go.
Armory is a storehouse, and inside that storehouse will be what? Weapons. And the weapons that is inside the Lord's storehouse is talking about the missiles.
Oh, might be a missiles, man. No, it says come against her. That's the point. The Lord has an vendetta against you. He has I don't know if vendetta is the right word, but he has a vendetta. I can use that.
Like vengeance.
Vengeance. There you go. That's better. He has vengeance against you. That's we got to read it. He says, come against her from the uttermost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, remember being rooted up, and destroy her utterly, let nothing of her be left.
That's what you would do in the ancient world. After you would take over a city, you would destroy it, you would pass it up as heaps. I mean, all the stones or whatever that was used to build that city, you would just put it there in a pile. So that would represent the end of it. So that's talk about the end of America, the end of Babylon the Great.
Yeah, you would take everything. Nothing would have to be left because there's room for that to grow back up and come back against you, overtake me. So I would have to take to get rid of the sons. I would have to take their women, make them my women, their concubines and so forth. I would have to take these items and I'll take it in possession and burn everything that wasn't of value. You know, because that would mean I'll take everything. That's literally being uprooted. You know.
Or to have us even kill all their cattle.
Exactly.
Most likely they were doing defiled things or they defiled the cattle. And it's the same thing with America. Everything here is defiled. That's why we'll nothing make it off the soils of America but the spirits of the elect.
Right, which is it said in the next verse. It says, slay all her bullocks. Let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, which, you know, this can also represent people. You know, the rams and the people. Because remember, it said, the Lord said this is the little sanctuaries. And he said that he has a sacrifice in Bosworth. So this is a big altar. This is the Lord. Oh, let's go. It says, slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of the visitation. You can grab that before I continue. Because that's what this is. It's a sacrifice being made in Basra, man, which is the capital city of the Idumeans, which are known as the Edomites, which is known as Esau, which is known as McWhitey. Go ahead,
It says, I'm going to start at 6. This is Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 6. It says, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats with the fat of kidneys of rams.
These are sacrificial animals, you know, and the Lord is identifying these people as a sacrificial animal.
Yep.
Go ahead, because we are practicing priests and kings.
Yep, that's right.
And we're preparing the altar for the Lord. We're preparing the offering for the Lord,
God.
And He's pleased with it. That's why He's coming to allow it to play out. He's coming to it's a sweet savor unto Him, man.
God. It says, for the Lord hath a sacrifice in Bosworth.
Yes,
this is America.
There you go.
It says, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
A great slaughter.
Echo America.
There you go. A great slaughter is coming to this place. We mentioned the horse's bridle, man. Go ahead.
It says, and the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fat.
Yeah, bro. Everything that brother mentioned earlier about a point of direction, everything that he directs to wickedness is going to come to naught. The Lord's pulling it down.
Yep.
And it's being made as a sacrifice.
Yep.
Man. You see, and like we said earlier, you know, the prophets. You know, the prophets, it started with the prophets, Jeremiah 28:8. You know what I'm saying? We lit the flame, we prepared the altar, we're preparing the sacrifice, we getting everything ready. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm not mistaken, when you dealt with the lambs, you had to let them grow, right? You had to let them grow. Right, you have to let them get to a certain point before they were ready for sacrificing. You know, so this place, you gotta appreciate that. This place is ready for the sacrifice for the Lord's sacrifice, man. You know, it's ready for that. We prepared it. We let it grow to its full potential. Revelation 18, her sins will reach into heaven. And now it's time for the indignation. Now it's time for the judgment. Now it's time for the fire to be put to that motherfucker, man. Go ahead,
In Psalms 37, chapter 37, verse 20, but the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume, and to smoke shall they consume away.
Come on, man. Bring it back one more time.
Psalms chapter 37, verse 20. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs.
There you go. The enemies of the Lord should be as the fat of lambs, man.
Fat. Burn that shit.
There you go.
Yep.
Get rid of it.
If you bring the sacrifice to the Lord, it's a savior to the Lord. Sweet smell, the Lord knows. It says, go ahead.
It says, they shall consume, and to smoke shall they consume away.
Something that be consumed, that mean the whole thing gonna this place America gotta get consumed first. And then Esau, Edom, that nation of people will be consumed as a nation after they serve 1,000 years.
But this keeps him afloat, America. It keeps him relevant. You know what I'm saying? This is where the wickedness is. It's the capital. This is where the wickedness is pushed into the world. You know what I'm saying? The formation, everybody come here to learn the ways of America. So once you take this out of the way, you can now take him out of the way. This is his, so in a sense, it's an inheritance in a sense. Like this is his land. This is where he's pushing this and pushing that. So once you take that away, that's what happened with us. The Lord took our land. He took our land and everything that we did first, and then he took our mind. You know what I'm saying? Then we became destroyed as a people. So you gotta take the possessions away first that'll keep him relevant, and then you take him out of the way, man. Go ahead,
This is Isaiah 34, Shalom, Mark. This is Isaiah 34 and verse 8. It says, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance.
It's the day of the Lord's vengeance, not hell. The Lord not gonna take you out of hell and bring you to this day. This is the great day that the Bible speaks about.
It says, in the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion.
Yeah, because there's a controversy against us. Because you called us anything else but our God-given nationality. If it's no, you can, but if it's more, no. I mean, if it's more, yeah. If it's not, you can drop it.
We just talking about what America's
okay, yeah.
Like
if it's more, go ahead. I wanna finish this too.
All right. This is Isaiah 34 and 9. It says, and the streams thereof shall be turned into pits, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch.
Right, it's gonna be tar. They're desolate, like because you've been in my head all day. That word desolate we had brought out earlier, meaning what? Without an inhabitant, without an inhabitant, brought down, low, without an inhabitant, and that's what we that Isaiah 13 talks about that. The exotic creatures dwelling here and so forth.
It says, and the land thereof shall become burning pits. It shall not be quenched night or day.
Right, because if I'm not mistaken, burning pitch is like ain't it like tar, like ain't it like a like stubble, ain't it like tar? That's what I feel, right?
It says, the smoke thereof shall go up forever, from generation to generation.
Meaning for forever, a period of time. Right, and it happens that this period of time is forever because this place is going to be made a monument, a memorial of what not to be.
Yep. It shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever.
There you go. Because why? It's going to be made a desert. You know, you're not going to talk about the line. You're not going to be able to identify Cleveland or Cincinnati or New York. This place is going to be one big land or one desert, right?
There ain't going to be no boundaries to symbolize what was there.
Yep.
All that shit gonna be burnt up.
That's right. It says, going back to this Jeremiah 50, it says, I thought it said sin devil, it said sun devil. There she was. It says Jeremiah 50 and continuing in verse, where is it at? Let's start go back to 27. Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come. Read that. So this is a definite. This is not something we just like, maybe these niggas will get taken out of the way one day. No, the Lord said their day is come. Meaning it's definite. Talk about second Ezra, the arrow is shot. Who you can't return it, you know? And it's about to talk about the archers here.
And the judgment's set, man.
It's set.
Ain't shit you can do to change it. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Lord word has to come to that which is due.
There you go.
He spoke it, so it gotta happen.
Yep. It says it's not gonna return unto him void.
That's right,
It says, woe unto them, for their day has come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord our power, the vengeance of his temple. Call together the archers against Babylon. All ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape.
So showing you everybody that got thermonuclear capability. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother was saying earlier. It's gonna be more than just it's gonna be more nations. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Bible missing a few, but it's gonna be other nations that got, because there are a lot of nations that have these capabilities. Say all they that been the boat in camp round about her. You know what I'm saying? So everybody gonna get to shoot their missiles at this place. You got it up.
Yeah, because I was making mention too. You like to make mention about the distance of Russia, how the missiles can travel about 6,000 miles.
Yep. Right.
And that's what's gonna happen. A goddamn fire is being sent to this place, man. You know, but like we said, 6,000 miles that the missiles can travel, and the middle of Russia to the middle of America is 5,500 miles. So, like what we brother brought out a little earlier, it's going to be literally could be an overkill. It don't even have to go further than it needs to. It's going a shorter distance, meaning I have a better shot at it. If I got a shorter kill, if I'm a sniper, the closer you are, the better at I have to hit my target. You know, more damage, my target is going to definitely be out of there. The further you are, it's a little bit. So
More chances you got to hit.
exactly. So the Lord's saying that he's made good. He's making good on his promise. What he just said. He said what did he say? He said I'm trying to find it.
I got it.
Oh, for their day has come. So their day has come, meaning it's definitely like going back with the mileage. The Lord is making sure that this place gets taken out. You got to appreciate that, man. Well, I thought
29 back.
29. Okay, yeah, that's where I'm at. Anyways, I'll bring it back. Jeremiah 50:29 calls together the archers against Babylon. Right, and you go to second 16. You start at like 13. It says, "All ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about." It says, right, because like the brother mentioned, these nations, they're the missiles. They're the archers that's going to shoot against this place. The bow, you know, that's the ICBM missiles. You know, everybody going to have, all their machines going to, their target is America. Let none camp around, it said camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done unto her.
Right. We talk about this Revelation
18.
18th chapter. How the Lord is going to let the sins, right, of Babylon reach to the heights of heaven, and then the recompense shall come, right? And how the Lord was going to reward her double.
Yep. It says, recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done unto her, for she have been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel.
Right. She set herself against not only the people of the Heavenly Father, but the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father, YAHWASHI, man. You know, and then you further forward the affliction.
Zephaniah 3:8. It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord."
Right. And this is what we're doing, right? Because Jeremiah 50:28, it said the voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon. Now, who was that? Speaking of the prophets, right? Because through this ministry, that's how we're going to be delivered, right? The message we sending out now, the warning we giving out now is going to deliver our souls, man.
That's right. That's right.
It says, "Until the day that I rise up upon the prey."
Right. So we're supposed to be waiting on this prophecy to happen. We're supposed to be watching, waiting. Or we see the Lord gathering the nations. We see the Lord gathering Esau's enemies together. We see that these other heathen nations, they got heavy nuclear arsenal, you know.
That's for my determination.
They said, let the weak say I'm strong. You know, so that proves your point. The scriptures about these nations have a stronger armory, enough to overkill this place. I have a effect on it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got ICBM missiles now. You know, so that's the main weapon. One of the main weapons to be used outside of the chariots. But
yeah, they got superpower nations clicking up. You know what I'm saying? So America stands no chance. You can't forget the Lord said that He was going to make His men as weapons of war as well.
Right.
So he is trouble on both sides for this devil. He gathering His elect to make them weapons against this place and you, and He's gathering the actual nations to shoot off weapons, nuclear weapons on this place, man.
he literally cornered.
Right. There's no way. That's why I said, let none thereof escape.
Yep.
John 20:24 says, "From the iron weapon, but the bullet."
Bring it out, bro.
It's the book of Job, chapter 20.
Break it down.
And I'm sorry, 23. At 24, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Don't wait for Esau to escape. But the death is talk about him or not. You know where you go, like the bunkers, and you ain't gonna be able to go into space. All right, it says what? The bow is steel to strike. All right, what the son of the bow is steel. All these other nations that the Lord has mustered up against Israel.
Bow of steel is talking about the
nuclear weapon. Verse 25, it says, it is drawn and cometh out of the body.
It's going to be shot from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. And that's it coming out of the body, right? From a mighty archer, which is these other nations, starting with Russia and China.
Yup. Yup. You got warheads within warheads, silos, you know. But
It reads, the glistering sword cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him.
He saw it and so afraid of something that's about to come. That's why he's scrambling to do whatever he can, but it's really nothing you can't do because, like the brother said, the Lord has committed work.
it mentioned the glistening sword. Like we keep saying, the ICBM missiles, man. You know, the missiles, but
That word glitter, it goes into shiny, bright,
in the spirit.
to shine.
Because it's what they call it a star. The stars falling like it's you know, it look like a star falling. So it's just a glistening sword. It's a sparkling something that's lit up in the sky. Swords shine off the elements of the light hitting it. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna literally be like swords falling from the sky, man. But
Got it on there?
no, check your ass.
It's that y'all did.
It says, Zephaniah 3:8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey.
That's literally us waiting on Yahawah's coming. You know, everything that we've been taught, we're supposed to continue in that and grow until Yahawah come back.
It says, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation.
So the Lord is determined in doing this. All right, which proves that he's not going to slack in doing it. The Lord said his determination is to gather the nation. The nation is being gathered, right? And what else to say after gather the nation? What else?
It says, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth to be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Right. So the Lord's going to pour his indignation upon these nations that's going to be gathered, man. And guess what? To bring the shit full circle, to bring the topic full circle, 2/3 of you niggas gonna be caught up in that, man. Right? 2/3 of you niggas that join hand in hand and lead with Esau, right, in his military, in his navy, in his fucking Air Force and all that, y'all gonna get caught up in this judgment, man.
It's all the bullshit.
Right.
They mentioned the jealousy of, I said, what do you say, the jealousy? That's the last part. You ain't got it, you got it.
Zephaniah 3:8 after me. It says, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Yeah, the fire of my jealousy, man. It talks, you know, man is jealous over his woman. You know what I'm saying? And when you got his woman in possession, so the Lord gotta come do damage, man. He's rescuing his woman. You know, the fire of his jealousy, you know, is his woman being in captivity, his woman being held by another man against her will. You know what I'm saying?
And then you gotta remember when the Lord come back, the majority of his people gonna be hipped up, man. Which means what? They've been married to Esau. They literally transferred to become subservient to this devil.
Yeah, to the covenant with the devil. Right? You got it something.
Yeah, this Revelation chapter 8, verse 10. Yeah, verse 10, it says, and the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. Right. See, it's like that brother was saying, that great star that fell is what? It's talking about those nuclear missiles. And it's going to fall from heaven. Why? Because it's going to travel from one part of the earth into a whole different other part of the earth, which means it's going to exit this atmosphere and re-enter back into this atmosphere to actually hit its target, man.
Yep.
It says,
the sword, like you said,
right? Because it say it burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers. And that third part of the rivers talking about Esau and Edom, man. Started with the top elite people of Esau and Edom, man. Them being that third part of man, the son of the wicked.
Yeah, and he said the third part because it's going to hit everything that he hold in possession. The third part of this is America. It would be considered the third part. You know what I'm saying? Or and so forth. The third part of man, like you mentioned, it's his extension of anything that he upholds to himself. So all that's going to get hit. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead,
It says, and upon the fountains of waters. Speaking about the other nations. Verse 11, and the name of the star is called wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men of the waters, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter.
Right. Showing you that America is another, like we just said, is an extension of him. Right? So this place, America means, we said it. Go ahead.
Raw and bitter, bitter land. America means a bitter land.
Yeah, so America means bitter, man. And this is the place we dwell. You know what I'm saying? So this place, the waters, everything here is going to get hit with contaminate. It's already contaminated, but it's going to get hit with the potency of contamination to the point that vegetation and life can't even dwell there no more. You know, that's what radiation do. Right? So meaning that, like we're going into at the other day, like everything is makes sense. The place is getting hit with what it is. The judgment that's coming, it makes sense for it to be the judgment because this is what it is. Bro. It's bitter, it's contaminated, it's full of poison, and things can't live here. So the Lord had to give it the same judgment and take it up out of here.
Bro, that's a spirit, bro, because when you see and read the scripture and you read the prophetic scripture where it talks about a place being destroyed, America is the only place that fits the bill. You know what I'm saying? America is the only place, perfectly. America is the only place that their way is a clean country to YAHAWASHI. Like you said, it's bitter. You know what I'm saying? It's unclean, it's defiled. You know what I'm saying? The rulers of the place, how the man of sin is being revealed, just all these different things that are happening right here in America. All the prophecies is like, this gotta be the place. It fits the bill. So like the brother saying, like, you know what I'm saying? It don't make it, there's no coincidence that that's the judgment for this place.
Yeah, right. It makes all the sense in the world. Make all the sense in the world that the elect will be saved. Like all of it makes sense.
Yeah.
Was that it on that? Back to this. Jeremiah 50 and continuing and 29. Bring back 29 says, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about, let none therefore thereof escape. Right, because the brother posted Yabakhan here on the comment board, he posted verse 14. I'll jump up real quick. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. Right. So none of the missiles that's being created in these labs and stuff are gonna not go to waste.
They're not in vain.
They're not in vain. They're gonna be used. They're gonna accomplish what they were created for. You know. So the Lord's not gonna spare one arrow. All of them gonna be shot. So jumping back down to 29, it says, recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done unto her, for she have.
That's why the Lord's, once again, it's like I said it already, but that's the reason this place has to get an overkill, because that's the double that is being rewarded. No, that's why the reason after 1,000 years of slavery, Esau Edom got to be deaded. That's that double, right? For that's why this land is going to be destroyed to the point nothing will dwell here again except for double creatures. That's that double. So not only is it getting destroyed, but it's never going to be built back up again.
That's right.
That's that double, man.
Yep. It says, for she have been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and her men of war shall be cut off in that day, said the Lord.
He just said a man going to fall in the streets. So it's going to be fucked up out there on the battlefield, and it's going to be fucked up here at home. Like the brother was saying. Like the brother Kazak was saying earlier,
you're gonna have certain people going, leaving off to the military, but their families who they left, they gonna be going through all of the plagues and all of the destruction that the Lord gonna send here within the cities, man. See, the men gonna fall within the streets.
Yep.
You know, the young men will fall in the streets, and our mighty men in war.
That's Civil War, and that's actually WW3. Because niggas gonna be dropping alive here too. You know, that's a war, the Civil War. You know, so we got the people that just got arrested. The dude, the Edomite dude, the old nigga. He was trying to. He said he was trying to start a race war. He was trying to start a civil war. He had the gun walking past the nigga that was recording. We had the other dude that just got arrested. I don't know if y'all saw that. I don't know if it was today, but I saw the article today. It says in New York they just arrested a nigga that was in his car. He had on full gear. They said they had on tactical gear and everything because he was trying to start a war. You know, but that's what's coming. These niggas ain't playing, bro. But you got the mighty man said the mighty man should cry there bitterly. You know, that's also niggas here, and that's the mighty man, these elites. Because why? They operate in that mindset, you know, like they can't be touched and so forth. Like the Lord ain't in control. The Lord is in control of all this, goofy. You know, he's the biggest, he's the baddest. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's what you're starting to see. The civil war is starting to brew up more and more, bro. You know, but y'all have keep going. Jeremiah 50 and 30 again. It says, therefore, so these are the results. Therefore, so her young men fall in the streets, and her men of war shall be cut off in that day, said the Lord. We are approaching that day. See? Ain't gonna be none of this. No Edomite coming to your rescue. No sirens or your EMS and police force and SWAT and whatever you can use to combat the violence in America. No, ain't gonna be no aid.
That's why they bowing out so early now. Like the brother Safari was just making mention of earlier. It's a shortage in the military. It's a shortage with the police. It's a shortage. It's a shortage. It's a shortage with naval officers. It's a shortage. These motherfuckers are starting to abandon Esau because they realize like this is a lose-lose situation.
Right.
There is no win in this. You know what I'm saying? So they like, hell no. You know what? We're gonna get up out there where you know you get out early, you lose your fuck them benefits. They don't give a damn about them benefits. They're like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers trying to find a way to preserve their life now. That's why everybody looking for truth or looking for answers.
Yeah, you said a key word, which is preserve. You see, showing you that the spirit of the Lord is in the earth. Because the Lord's spirit preserve things. You see, and they keep things healthy and alive, and they keep things going to a later date. You see, the spirit of the Lord is present. That's why it says this, continuing. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud. And Esau is the most proud. Said the Lord of armies, or the Lord power of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And we're seeing evidence of the Lord's visitation. Tell you that in 2 Ezra 9. Will visit the earth which he made, earthquakes, earth wars, and famines, and plagues, and pestilence, the prophets, you know, the truth, you know, the truth is what's setting this place free from the bonds and the shackles in the hand of Esau Edom. Because to tell you what his hand is the hand of falsehood. So Esau's hand, him having a grip on society, shows you that that this has to go, because he has a grip on society. So because he has a grip on society, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, Job 9:24. The Lord has to correct it. So he's starting to, that's what we're starting to see now. We're seeing uproars in diverse places. I mean, earthquakes in diverse places. We're seeing uproars of the people. We're seeing rumors of wars. We started off with that, Matthew 24. We're seeing all these things come to pass, bro. That's the Lord visiting this place, baby. You know what I'm saying? The Lord ain't going to come short on his promise. Why? Because he attached his name to the outcome of everything. He attached his name to the Israelites. He attached his name to the very essence of what we see. So therefore it has to come to pass. And he said, and the most proud, Jeremiah 50:32, shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him, man. So that's the uprooting. Ain't no coming back to this place. It said, I will heal her if she would be healed. Jeremiah, Babylon is like a threshing floor. You know, it's time to thresh her. That's the threshing is coming, man. The threshing is here. It's time to thresh her. It's time to pounce. It's time to pounce on this goddamn hoe, man. You see? You do a hose, you burn with fire. You know what I'm saying? It's time to burn this bitch, man. For real, bro. It's overdue. It's overdue. That's why the overkill gotta be what it is. It's overdue, baby. I mean, even though it's going to be on the timing of the Lord, but you get the point. It's we everybody we ready, Lord willing. The elected, I feel like the elected ready. You ain't seen no Russian ship approach Cuba before. I mean, we ready. The elected's ready to get up out of here, to go home, man. Go ahead. You got somebody.
It's Isaiah chapter 13, verse 9.
We gotta close out. We close out.
It said, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, rule, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. And that's the point. You got sinners within the nation of Israel who not trying to repent, right? Who not trying to seek YAHWASHI for righteousness' sake. So how is the nation of Israel gonna be cleansed? Because as long as you got niggas like that, we're gonna forever be in captivity, and this devil's gonna be on top. So how the Lord gonna get rid of the sinners of his people? By bringing these plagues. It's like the Lord gonna kill two birds with one stone. He's gonna bring down Esau and 2/3 of his people that have joined with this devil.
Because it's the same mind.
Same mind.
But that mind gotta go. So if you uphold that mind, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go too. Yahawashi said him out his own mouth, man. Two things he said. He said, I saw Satan falling as lightning. And he also said, you are of your father the devil, and his works you will do. So anything that pertains to the mind of an Edomite has to go. It has to go. It has to go because it corrupts things. It's a parasite. It's thorns and thistles in a vineyard. It's a long disease, and it has to be cut off. It's spreading. Go ahead,
Isaiah 13:10. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light.
Ooh. This man's knowledge and system that portrays his mind is not going to give its light anymore. It's going to be put out to the point that nobody's going to be able to run to him for answers. Now they got no choice but to run to the prophets. But even then, the prophets going to be not in your reach no more. You see, because it's something that's a spirit. I even said that because I wasn't even thinking about it. But yeah, earlier today I saw a truck ride past that said out of reach. You know, so the prophet's going to be out of reach. You know, why are we going to be out of reach? Because the Lord is going to be out of reach. We work for YAHWASHI. Once he shut operation down, that's over with.
It says the sun shall be darkened in his glory.
It's literal. That's like literal. The darkness going to be in the skies. Just like an example of that was over. They have it was a war going on over there in the Middle East. I remember I did a lesson on it some years ago, and it literally, bro, everything was dark. You didn't see no school buses. You didn't see nothing. The skies was dark. So that's gonna be literal, and that's symbolic for his knowledge and wisdom, man. His knowledge that he portrayed on his mind that he pushed. You know, it's gonna be darkened by the clouds, smoke of the warheads, and you know, and the things blowing up and so forth. But you got it, huh?
It says, the sun shall be darkened in his going forth.
Yeah.
And the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
Yeah.
Right, like the brother was saying, all of Esau's witchcraft, him being able to have access to the left-hand spirit, all his technology is going to be put out. And the actual ordinances of the sky is going to be darkened from the chariots and the missiles, man. It says, verse 12, verse 11, and I will punish the world for their evil.
Why? Because the world gotta get punished. Esau's world, because you know the whole world not gonna get, some areas not gonna get touched. Remember, we mentioned about the third part. Esau, that's why where they dwell out over there in Jerusalem, that gotta get touched too, because they dwell there too. So anywhere Edomite is gonna get touched. It said, read that part again, all right?
Yeah, it says verse 11, Isaiah 13 chapter, and I will punish the world for their evil.
Yeah, man, because the world's given into the hand of the wicked. The whole world thinks like an Edomite, and he said he destroyed the earth. So it gotta get touched. The Lord, that's what he's saying. The Lord, why? Because the animals, goddamn, everything around us has a vibration of an Edomite on it. Everything is corrupt. So it has to get touched. It has to get touched to some degree. That's why I tell you in the scriptures that it looked like the Lord was angry with the whole earth. Because why? Spread up for me, real quick. You know, is it Zechariah, Zephaniah, or one of those?
It says, verse 11, Isaiah 13 chapter, I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. And I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Right, in which, the wicked being Esau, Edom, but also he have, like the brother said, he quoted, 2/3 of our people have adopted the same mind as this devil Esau, Edom. So they've been what? They've been gathered together with the wicked, man. It says so they gonna serve their punishment just like Esau gonna serve his punishment. Well, the iniquity, which iniquity is sin on top of sin. It says, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. And how's the Lord gonna do that? By troubling the cities. 2nd Esdras 8 and 50, man. The Lord's gonna trouble the cities, right? He's gonna take away all the daintiness, everything that people boast in, which makes them proud. The Lord's gonna take it all away. So you're no longer gonna have nothing to be proud about, man. It says, verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man in the golden wedge of fear. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 8. Was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thy anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea? Right, because the sea is going to be dried up. The life that's within the sea is going to be affected by these things. When you have a dearth of the land and you have a famine, right, and the whole course of the earth is out of basically order, then everything is going to be affected by it, man. Okay, that's why the scriptures say, Lord, was you mad at the waters? Right. Was you mad at the fishes and the life that was in the waters? Right. Because everything is going to be devastated. Everything is going to be affected by what the Lord do, man.
Yeah, the earth shall rock to and fro like a drunkard. You know what I'm saying? From the might that the Lord is about to bring, man.
That's the Lord punishing the world for its evil and the wicked for their iniquity. It says that thou didst ride upon thine horse and thine chariots of salvation.
We read earlier about that white horse, that pure horse, meaning he coming with pure power. It can't get no more powerful than what the Lord is bringing. Esau ain't seen power until the Lord come, man. ICBM missiles are it's a tad smidget of the Lord's power, because or Con. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, yeah, Con. So yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah 13 and 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Any man. That's a man that's been out here laboring. That's a man that's about you outside in our righteous sincerity and following after the ways of the scriptures that we find in the scripture, not the ones that walk as natural brute beasts in the course of the ways of the world, walking in according to the flesh. You know what I'm saying?
Because it tell you in Sirach 34, that the Lord they should be preserved, and they should be preserved from the heat at noon. When the sun is at its highest, is at noon. When the destruction at its peak, they should be preserved. So, y'all good?
Yeah.
Lord willing, it's edifying. We'd like to give all honor and glory and praise and worship too. Hey, double honors to our apostle, elders, and bishops, great millstone, piece of citation, the hopeful elect. Hey, we almost home, baby. Keep up hope, keep faith alive, baby. We almost home. Lord willing, everything coming to fruition this year. Hey, until next time, Kwan Yashala. Shalom. They already went there?
Yeah, see.